Unrelated at first.
Well, hey, we're live, and I guess this is where you hear me say my normal intro. BK, you ready for it? I haven't started it yet, so I guess I could do a little countdown. If you want to share to some of your Facebook pages, you're allowed to do that here. I mean, that's you can talk now, Brian.
I can talk. Okay, well, I thought you were doing your intro. So
not yet.
Not
I'll
yet.
do that.
Okay.
I'll do that in a moment.
Gotcha.
So I'm sharing it to the Facebook group right now for Unrelated at Birth, and hopefully some people will join us because this is not a normal night that we do this on. The Braves are in a little thing called the playoffs, World Series. Not doing too great right now. We're only up 3-2. If we win one more, well, considering the state that the Atlanta Braves are in, and the proclivity to blow big leads that state has had. I'm looking at you, Atlanta Falcons in the Super Bowl. I'm looking at you, Georgia Bulldogs, 2nd and 26.
All hail to her.
So I am a little worried about my Braves going back to Houston, and so we'll see how that goes. But yeah. I do have to thank the city of Cleveland for one of the Braves' heroes in the postseason.
Gosh, that was such a sweet catch he made.
Oh, that catch he made in the World Series, the series he had against LA, it was great.
Yeah, Indians never should have let him go, but what are you going to do now? Can't do anything.
All you got for him was the fat panda, and you released him.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. Okay, so now let's get it started, get it popping. If you're here joining us, great. We appreciate you. Chat with us. We'll be talking about Marvel's What If series and what it means going forward for Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I believe I have a little bit different take than I think Brian does, because as soon as the last
episode, or is it Phase 5? I don't know phases.
I don't know what phase we're in now. Whatever, we'll go from there. But join us, and we will also be talking about the Book of Boba trailer that came out today. Yeah, it was a thing. It was a thing. All right, guys. Well, here we go. Ready in. Wait. I got to write the time down for my editing purposes. We are at about 3:30. Okay.
So is it really the 100th episode? Is it really?
Yeah, it really is.
I'm on the 100th episode. I feel special.
You are on the 100th episode. All right. We're doing this in 3, 2, 1. And welcome everybody back into another great, exciting, and wonderful Unrelated at Birth. As always, you've got the one, the only, the golden voice of the South, the human jukebox, Dave Adams, coming to you live and in living color all the way from the top of the state of Alabama. That's right, in Madison, Alabama, where, as always, I have brought along a friend. This time, as last time, from the Great White North, where the city just lost to Pittsburgh, where I know his wife is happy, even though she lives in the city. The one, the only, BK, Bryan Key. What's going on, sir?
What's up? I mean, I feel like, this is my second episode, technically on the revamp. I feel like I'm second interview on a job I didn't know I wanted. So it's pretty cool.
Well, you came to me as soon as I said, hey, Adam's leaving the show. Your first thing was, hey, I'm here if you ever need me.
Yeah, of course.
We got you.
I'm a good friend. I mean, don't you think? Yeah.
You are a good friend.
Yeah.
You are a good friend.
Yeah.
But, you said it was a job you never wanted.
I'm just, playing around. And it's funny that you said the Great White North, because They're already talking snow.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be like, like you just said, the Great White North, but yeah, they're talking about some wet snow or something coming. I don't think this week, maybe next, but we're in that season now.
The coldest. So you said not this week or next for Cleveland. The coldest it is going to get between now and November 10th, according to my 48 News app, which is 48 is our NBC affiliate. The lowest it'll be is 36.
Oh, that's kind of cold,
which
for
is chilly.
Yeah.
It is chilly but that is also the same day as the Alabama LSU game. So we'll actually be out on. We'll be out on our porch.
The night game, another night game. Go figure.
I'm okay with that. I am totally okay with that.
Yeah, I'm okay because you get stuff done during the day. You don't feel like you're rushing or missing out on anything, and then you just watch some football.
I'll be making plenty of Cajun food. In fact, we're probably going to make either crawfish etouffee or some or a shrimp boil, low country shrimp boil, and enjoy some food. And my wife will probably make, I hope she's hearing this, she might make, if she hears me, her amaretto bread pudding, which is so good.
That sounds pretty good. Yeah.
Yes. Carrie says, ear holes. Yes, Carrie, you're finally here. You're a little late, sir. Although I need to revamp the theme song, because right now all I'm doing is playing that last unrelated at birth part. But I've got to figure out, because right now it's still got Adam's name in it and all that. I might try to figure out how to bleep out his name and just like manually put to be announced.
So what is it? What is it? Dave and Adam are two of a kind, so it'd be Dave and TBH.
Yeah. Or Dave and Dave and
right.
Dave, you have to wash the Braves jersey on off days. Hey, this is a new Braves jersey, actually. Yeah, I know. I just got it today. It's got the Chipper Jones Hall of Fame patch from 2018.
Yeah, there you go.
And then it's got the old 1995 World Series patch. And for those watching,
I mean, yep, number 10. Yep.
It's got his autograph on it.
No.
Stitched in.
Do we want to know how much you paid for it?
Actually, this is a Mitchell & Ness knockoff I got on eBay for $25.
Okay. There you go. That's pretty good then.
It is very good. Yeah, Carrie's an old Mets fan. Who's Chipper Jones? I remember a Larry Jones.
Larry Jones.
Hey, he owned the city of New York so much he named his son Shea.
Did he own it like Aaron Rodgers owns Chicago?
Yes, very much so. Very much so. All right, so we're not here to talk sports, even though we're here on a very weird and random Monday night when we should have been here last Tuesday because of the Atlanta Braves of the World Series. I was really hoping to come and talk to you when the Atlanta Braves are the world champions, and Rob Manfred had to hand out a World Series trophy in the city of Atlanta when he took the All-Star game away from the city of Atlanta. I would have loved to hear that chorus of boos in Atlanta, but we'll still get the trophy hopefully in Houston, either Monday night or Tuesday night or Wednesday night. Anyway, we are not here to talk sports. We are here to talk Marvel's What If and what it means. First off, we're going to give our critique of the 8. I guess it was 8 episodes. The 8 episode series.
8 supposed to be 9. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And what it means for the Marvel Cinematic Universe going forward. If it's Phase 4, Phase 5, Phase 27, who knows phases anymore.
I don't know phases.
Yes. So we will first, Brian, what was your thoughts on it? I mean, let's just go overarching. What did you think about it up front?
As the whole entire season?
Yes. As a how did it feel on the whole?
On the whole, yeah.
For a Dr. Evil reference.
That's too. Yeah, I mean, I liked it.
Who does number 2 work for?
Who does number 2? Yeah. But I thought it was great. I found it really interesting that Marvel is not wasting any of these Disney Plus episodes. They are
None at all.
actually intertwining them into the cinematic universe because some they they like probably DC think like DC has the Titans, which I don't think intertwines into the cinematic.
Nope.
And then
I'm
does
thinking
it?
Flash. No, it does not. I'm thinking Flash. Flash will not, because there's two totally different Flashes. Now, maybe somewhere long down the road, when we do Flashpoint, maybe we'll see Grant Gustin
Maybe
in
because
the Ezra Miller movie.
yeah, Ezra Miller was in one episode of The Flash during the
Right.
whole uh, what is it, the Crisis of Infinite Earths or something? I think he was in there. So
yeah, he was.
no, but going back to Marvel, like you think like an animated show, they just like just throw some stories out there, but they actually tie it to the multiverse big time. Whenever you watch, like, does it start on episode 6? I think.
Well,
When
it's
it really
really
kicks
starting
off.
on episode. It started on episode 1 when you see the Watcher really far back, and he's kind of watching this. What if Agent Carter becomes Captain Marvel, or not Captain Marvel, Captain Carter? And
Peggy Carter takes the serum instead
right.
of Steve Rogers. So
right, which and what's fun is all of these are comic book accurate. I mean, they did a What If comic book series, and I'll be honest, when they announced Disney Plus way back in 2019, this was one of the series that got me excited about Disney Plus, because this was one that they announced when they announced the Disney Plus streaming platform, and we had to wait 2 years for it now. And I know why we had to wait, because it basically picks off right where Loki stops. Loki stops. We are fully introduced into the multiverse, and now we get a look at these other multiverses. So it's 9 episodes, but really it's 8 episodes, because episode 8 and 9 are intertwined, I think.
Well, I mean, officially it was supposed to have been 9 episodes, so I don't want to skip ahead, but when the Watcher was gathering up the Guardians of the Multiverse, you throw Gamora in there, like, wait, which one was Gamora? And I actually had to go through some research that they had actually planned for 9. Because of COVID, that 9th episode was not animated and recorded, so to speak. So they did say that in season 2, and there's a season 2 coming out, that they were going to show that episode. So it was a little bit confusing that all of a sudden he goes to a different universe where Gamora and Iron Man are together. Trying to get rid of the Infinity Stones, and that was that missing episode that we never got to see.
So I'm looking at it. It does say it's episode 9. So I think there's supposed to be 10 episodes.
Maybe it was 10. Okay.
Yeah. And there were 9. But I guess episode 8 where he comes up and says, "And here's Gamora." I'm like, wait, what?
Wait, where'd she come from?
Why? What? Who? Why? But so let's just go through it episode by episode. Episode 1 is Captain Carter. I think, besides the last one, that was probably my favorite episode, and they started off really strong. And honestly, I want to see now a real movie version of Captain Carter in the next movie.
Yeah, same. I mean, I always like it when they throw in Captain Carter or Peggy Carter into it. I really liked what they did with Endgame. They threw her in there. They also put her in the Ant-Man movie because Haley Atwell does a really good job at playing Agent Carter. And we actually, I don't know if you saw it too, Dave, but they actually had a television series on ABC called Agent Carter. And my wife and I, we watched all of them, and she loved them because she likes the strong female characters. Like, she loved ScarJo in Iron Man 2. She thought she was a badass. And Agent Carter, she thought the same thing. So, first episode of this, I really like that they put Peggy Carter, and it's actually voiced by the actual Peggy Carter in the movie, Haley Atwell. She came on and voiced, for Captain Carter, and I would be down for a live action version of that, but I don't know how buff that Haley Atwell can get. That would be the only other thing, because she was, Captain Carter was really buff in this, so
Right.
it's kind of interesting to see how they would do that.
Yeah, it is, but it's also I don't know. I think that they can do a lot of movie magic. We know that they can do a lot with CGI these days.
Yeah,
So,
or just not even worry about it and do like Brie Larson. I mean, if you follow like her Instagram, she's been posting pictures of her working out, getting ready for the next Captain Marvel movie. So you can just like throw that out, like, yeah, okay, this is Captain Carter, because it's actually Peggy Carter from Captain
Yeah.
America: The First Avenger.
Yeah, I want to see it. So episode 2, we get what if T'Challa becomes a Star-Lord. It doesn't say Star-Lord, a Star-Lord.
Oh, a Star-Lord? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
This actually was the most anticipated episode, because it was supposed to have been Chadwick Boseman's last recordings as T'Challa, and I thought that, it's just gonna be this one episode and that could be it, but he was in a lot more episodes, which I thought was great. And so everyone is like, oh yeah, this is the greatest episode because it's Boseman's last. Honestly, I thought it was cool, but I didn't really like it that much, honestly.
Yeah, I thought it missed the mark a little bit. I thought this was more of a Killmonger episode than actually no, Killmonger was later.
He was not in that.
Yeah.
That was later.
Mm-hmm. What I thought more about this one was where we get a Thanos who is a good guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't a big fan of that. I think that I don't want my Thanos to be watered down.
Exactly, because I thought that, if T'Challa was a Star-Lord, so he reformed the Ravengers, he convinced Thanos not to go after the Infinity Stones. That's not the Thanos that I know, that we saw in the movies, that he's not, his goal was, half the universe to be, taken out so the other half could live. He was dead set on that, and I don't think that, as great as T'Challa is, I don't think he can actually convince Thanos to, hey, bro, don't do that. Don't do it. No, I didn't believe it either. I thought it was kind of, dull.
Yeah. And then we get what if the world lost its mightiest heroes?
Yeah, that one was kind of cool. I really liked that one, especially when you found out how they were dying. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, we're not going to spoil it in case you haven't watched it. There's a couple of things. We can. Brian, tell them how they died.
Well, I mean, it was interesting the way this episode started out. It started out at the end of Iron Man, or not the end, but it started out in Iron Man 2 where Tony was on the donut, and here comes Nick Fury, and that's when he learns who Black Widow is, been watching him, and then all of a sudden he just she injects that stuff in him and he dies. And everyone's thinking, okay, what just happened? And then who was the next one to die? Was it Thor? I think it was the next one to die. And then they went after, Clint, I think was Clint killed Thor, but it was actually Ant-Man. But it wasn't the Ant-Man, it wasn't Scott Lang, it was the original Ant-Man, Hank Pym, who apparently went crazy because something in this universe happened where he loses his daughter. She was an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., so she ends up dying, and then so Hank Pym blames Nick Fury, so he's just going to make sure that, there's not going to be any Avengers. But what was funny is that Loki, since Thor is now dead, Loki becomes the new king of Asgard, comes down to Earth, and basically takes out Hank Pym because he's the one who killed Thor. But in return, Loki took over the world. So that was really interesting episode, altogether, I thought.
Yeah, it was. The next episode was the saddest episode I've never been teary-eyed at a cartoon, really, that you're not supposed to. But the what if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands?
Oh, that was the next episode. Yeah.
Yeah. He keeps going back and reliving his girlfriend dying, and then turns into evil Doctor Strange. Which, if we want to get into my theories on the new Spider-Man No Way Home, or not No Way Home,
yeah, No Way Home.
yeah,
the
the new No Way Home, I think this is the Doctor Strange we see. I don't think that we see the Doctor Strange we know in the true cinematic universe.
That could be, yeah. You never know. It's
because something seems off with Doctor Strange in the preview we get.
There is, yeah. I don't know if it's going to be the exact one because at the end of this episode, the Watcher actually contains him in his own universe because he's become so strong.
Well, that's in the variant,
right? So you're saying there could be another variant that's the same way,
right?
Okay, yeah, it could be, yeah. But yeah. This episode was probably would you say it's their best one?
Yeah, I would say it's the best one.
Mm-hmm. I would say so too. Yeah.
I think that it's the best one, and this is where we get the Watcher finally interacting with somebody. If you notice in all of these 9 episodes, the first 7, no, it's the first 8. That's the first 7. He gets closer and closer and closer and closer to the action. And then finally in 8 is when he steps in and says, okay, I got to break my vow.
Right. Yeah.
I got to do something.
And it's a very emotional episode, like you're saying. And I really did like that part or in the middle part when he's absorbing all of these creatures to make himself stronger. Doctor Strange is. The Watcher says something, I could stop him. I could tell him that he's going the wrong path, but it wouldn't matter anyways. And all of a sudden you see Strange like there's somebody over there. And then at the end, when he's, sort of being collapsed in his own universe, that's when the Watcher actually talks to him. Like, you could stop this, is what Strange is saying, but the Watcher's like, no, I must remain, distant or whatever. So it was a really good episode. I did like that one. Probably the best one to me as well.
Yeah, I think so. And then we get the what if zombies. And while it has a very big and important outcome for the end, I did not like this episode. And I know that this is one of the most, I guess, one of the most anticipated episodes because the Marvel Zombies variant and the Marvel Zombies comic is very well loved in the Marvel universe, universe.
Yeah, it was just a kind of like a comedic break almost between the episodes that we've had until now. And I was thinking before this episode started, I'm like, well, how are they going to explain zombies? And they did a really good way to explain how zombies got into this universe, basically using the quantum realm. It's almost like their default. It's just use the quantum realm, whatever happens. But Hank Pym's wife being in the quantum realm so long becomes a zombie, and she comes back, infects everybody, and then there you go. You have the zombies.
Yeah, and then you get the actually emotional Vision, and we rarely see the emotion of Vision, and really Vision is the one that has been causing all the issues because his wife, Scarlet Witch, is a zombie. And hear that.
Yeah, they asked him what he had the cure because of the Mind Stone was supposed to be the cure, and they asked him, why have you not saved anybody? And it was because Scarlet Witch was too powerful, he couldn't save her. So what was the other thing that was funny, he was actually feeding Scarlet Witch T'Challa. This is the second time we see T'Challa, and he's laying there in an operating table with no leg because Vision chopped off his leg and fed it to his woman. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. Funny or sad? I don't know. Funny
and sad in a way, but it's kind of like what happened to T'Challa? Oh, he's being chopped up by Vision, and fed to Wanda. I thought that was just okay. That's where he is.
Yeah. And then we leave that world and go into what if Killmonger rescued Tony Stark. And this probably was my favorite episode besides the Doctor Strange episode. I liked how they did this, and I've always thought, you know, first off, we would never had an Iron Man, no reason for him, and I love this butterfly effect thinking. You know, as a history guy, I've always thought, you know, what if, I don't know, what if something had happened? What if instead of being George Washington's right hand man, Alexander Hamilton became a general, and you know, we you know, it just what happened,
or what if Stonewall Jackson didn't lose the plans for the next rebel raid? You know, would that have turned out different? Yeah.
What if General Lee hadn't moved up to try to invade the North and go to Gettysburg, and instead just worked his defense strategy until you know what? It's just fun stuff like that. And this is kind of really the first time we see a what if scenario besides maybe the Captain Carter episode. Because the others were true variants of things that really couldn't have happened. But this could have happened. Killmonger could have been the one that rescued Tony Stark instead of the terrorists. And you know, Killmonger becomes the right-hand man and kind of destroys Tony Stark from the inside that way. I like that because it could theoretically have happened.
Yeah, he doesn't really he destroys Tony Stark, but he really just uses him to get to, you know, his technology to where he can invade Wakanda. Right. So instead of using I can't remember that, is it Killian, I think?
Yeah, Killian not
Killian, not Killian, but you know who I'm thinking of, the bad guy in the Avengers. Yeah. Instead of using him, he actually used Tony Stark's technology to raise his status up to where he was, you know, get to convince him like, okay, well, all this technology is in Wakanda. We need to go after them, you know. And he framed T'Challa, I think, to get him to go to it. So yeah, it was kind of a more believable episode that this could have actually happened in the Marvel universe.
Yep. Then we get the what if Thor were an only child, and this was the fun episode.
It was.
Yeah. What if Thor was a party animal, and Loki was wasn't his adopted brother, and Loki was actually an ice giant?
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought that this was great. It had, you know, kind of brought the dude Thor in real life when he was actually fit and not fat.
A little bit on the dude. It's also, it could be Thor was actually John Belushi's character in Animal House. Yeah.
Ooh, that's and as much as I love Animal House, I'm shocked I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I thought of it kind of more of like an Animal House because, you know, he's partying. It's almost like a it could be even Ferris Bueller where he's doing something his parents doesn't know, and he's like getting caught or something like that, you know, from Frigga is his mother's name. Yeah. But this, I loved it that they brought back Howard the Duck.
Hands down. Yeah.
You know, when Howard showed up, like, it would make sense. He's the party animal. Why wouldn't he be there? And then, of course, him and Darcy apparently hook up in Vegas there. So I thought that was also funny. Yeah.
Yeah, but Darcy's not supposed to be his love. It's supposed to be Natalie Portman, whatever her character's name is.
No, I'm talking about Howard the Duck.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But it was still the same kind of Thor where Jane Foster still falls in love with Thor, even though he's this idiot, you know, more of an idiot than we've ever seen him. But I have a feeling Hemsworth really liked playing this version of Thor because I think he loved playing the dude version in Endgame, and just give him this one. He probably really enjoyed voicing that character.
Yeah, sure did. And then we get to basically the main reason for this series.
So real quick, at the end of that Thor episode introduces the next episode, which I thought was really, really interesting for them to do as well.
Yeah. Ultron coming in. Then we get the what if Ultron won. And we start where it's only Natasha and Clint. and they have to go after this robot that was the Nazi guy from Hydra. I forget his name.
Yeah.
And use him to try to overtake all of Ultron's systems and basically become a virus. Oh, here we are. Here we're talking about a virus again, Matrix.
Yeah, it was Dr. Sola was his name.
Yeah, that's it.
But I thought it was interesting the way that Ultron won. He won by downloading his consciousness, or you want to call it that, into Vision's body. So Vision is not Vision.
Right.
And then later on, he like you said, he conquers the world. There's just, two people left. But also all of a sudden Thanos showed up because he's going after the Infinity Stones, and Ultron just looks at him and goes, fascinating, and then zaps him down the middle and he's dead, and now he gets the Infinity Stones. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like how come Vision didn't do that earlier instead of just pull the stone from my head? He could have just, sliced Thanos in half and we would have been done with it.
Well, because it shows Vision that we know has a bit of humanity in it and doesn't want to go for the kill. Right. I thought that was pretty much the point of that. This is the end of this episode where basically we see the Watcher break his oath and say, I've got to intervene now. Because at the end of this episode, Ultron hears the Watcher talking out loud and said, because he's conquered that universe.
He's conquered the whole universe, not just the world. Yeah, he's conquered the universe.
Right. And says, there's got to be something more for me to conquer. And he hears the Watcher talking because he's this all-powerful being, and goes and basically breaks into the multiverse, the multiplane.
Yeah, whatever the Watcher is, looking at all of these universes, yeah, he breaks into there.
Right. So this is where we get the Watcher breaking his oath, going and getting all these Avengers from all of the worlds.
Yeah. So real quick before that, we actually see the Watcher fight. And what's interesting is when he fights Ultron, his armor that he creates is the same technology as the Eternals that's already out. It's out in theaters, or it's coming out in theaters?
It is out in theater. Well, it might come out this week, but it's so far it's the lowest rated Marvel movie ever. Yeah.
I mean, people didn't like Thor: The Dark World, and I liked it, whatever. But it was interesting, the armor that the Watcher created, the same technology as the Eternals and their weapons and everything. So it's almost like there's a connection between the Eternals and the Watcher, and then, of course, the Celestials, as we'll find out in the Eternals movie.
Yep. And so as he is fighting Ultron, before he brings the Avengers from all universes, we get a extremely quick shot of him going, pushing all of the universes. They fight in Mustafar.
Yeah.
So does this now mean that Star Wars is part of the MCU?
No, I just think that they threw that in there as kind of like a quick Easter egg because Disney is Star Wars, and they just, I'm sure probably the people who were making this are probably big Star Wars fans, as everybody else is, who does this kind of stuff. So I don't know if we'll ever see like Luke Skywalker show up, but if they ever decide to do a crossover, whatever, it has to be animated, then maybe we'll see. Yeah, but I thought that was funny as well.
Kevin Feige and Jon Favreau are friends.
Yeah, they work for the same boss. Yeah.
Yeah. So
you never know.
It could happen.
It could happen.
What if?
Exactly. Yeah.
So we get the Watcher breaking his oath, going and getting all the Avengers. They win. Here is my going forward. I believe, if you watch, everyone else dies, or everyone else is put back in their correct timeline, so we think. Ultron is dead. The Watcher tells Tony Stark, you're now the Watcher. Or not Tony Stark. He tells Doctor Strange, we're going to leave you here. and you have to watch all this because it's too powerful.
He's watching. He's making sure that Killmonger and Zola, because Zola takes over within this episode. Killmonger has the Infinity Stones.
Right.
Zola has Vision's body or Ultron's body, and they're fighting for the Infinity Stones. But the Watcher collapses into the same universe as he did for this evil Doctor Strange, and so he tells Strange that, hey, you're responsible for that, and Strange goes, yeah. It's not like I got anything better to do in here. So he's not really the new Watcher, because I think he's going to be the same Watcher. He's not replacing anybody, but maybe later on we might see our Doctor Strange interact with the Watcher. That would be cool.
And it could be that one. But then they try to figure out what to do with Natasha, because her world is gone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we see him insert Natasha into a battle on the Avengers helicopter or helipad or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think, and I know you disagree with me because we've talked about this. I think this is where we see Natasha come back somehow, some way, that they'll figure out a way to settle their lawsuits, and this is where we see Natasha come back to the MCU.
Well, they've already settled, and which actually it was kind of interesting. What the article I read that said they settled is that both parties were excited to work on future projects. So she's technically still Black Widow. But what I think is that the battle that the Watcher threw this Natasha in was during Avengers 1, but it's a little bit different because Loki is fighting on the helicarrier, which he didn't do in our Avengers or Avengers 1. I think what the Watcher did was he threw that Natasha in to the was it the third episode of What If, to where what if all the Earth's mightiest heroes die? I think that was the universe that he inserted that Natasha in, because Loki still looks like they're battling Asgardians too as well. So I think that's what he did, because he must have killed the actual Natasha. Maybe she took Coulson's spot to where, instead of, as Loki was escaping, he ended up killing that Natasha. So he threw this Natasha into it. So, but what it does is that there's a possibility that we could see a future Avengers movie to where he brings all the Avengers back because multiverse, and we could see ScarJo being reinserted as Natasha. Could be.
Yeah, or it could be something where we've got the Hawkeye movie coming up, our TV show coming up here in a few weeks, actually. Maybe she shows up there. I don't know. I hope not, because I kind of want to see what's her name be prevalent as a bad guy in this one, because we see her get her marching orders to go after who killed Clint.
Or
who killed Natasha, I mean.
Yeah. Spoiler alert on that. I haven't seen Black Widow, but I know which scene you're talking about because it's but I think that's what's going to happen at the end of the Hawkeye movie, to where is it Elena? Is that her name?
Yeah.
She's going to confront Clint at probably like the last episode, and that may lead into whatever, some other TV series or movie or whatever they have coming up. So I can see that happening.
It could help the Julia Louis-Dreyfus character a little bit more. I mean, right now all we've seen her in is the Falcon and Winter Soldier, where it had UAH hockey Captain America, and then we've seen her in Black Widow at the very, very end.
Right. Well, I mean, the replacement Cap is actually, what is it, Agent? I can't remember what the name of the actual comic character that he is now. So they basically introduced that comic character.
Right now, right now as we stand in the MCU is Falcon.
Yeah, Falcon is now Captain America. There is no Falcon. There is, Sam Wilson is now the new Captain America.
Right. So he is Captain America as we stand.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna make me look up who was John Walker. What was John Walker's Captain America name?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's Agent something. I can't remember what it was. Because real quick, actually all Marvel episodes that I've watched, I've went on this YouTube guide they're called Screen Crush, and they really break down like the Easter eggs and they explain certain things. So they had actually mentioned that this was just them creating that character from the comics, because in the comics, Steve is no longer Captain America. They replace him with John Walker. John Walker goes crazy, and then he becomes,
U.S. agent.
U.S. agent, yeah. He gets kicked out of being Cap, just like he did in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And I think in this comic book, Steve Rogers, takes over. He says, "Okay, well, I'm come out of retirement," but they're introducing this U.S. agent character, which I don't know what he's going to show up in, whatever they got coming on, but I'm really interested to see how they're going to develop this character.
Yeah. Yep, I agree. It's going to be interesting. Okay, so there's our thoughts on Marvel and the Marvel What If. We only got a couple more minutes. It's providential that we delayed a little bit, because today a very important trailer that we all got excited for at the end of season 2 of Mandalorian, and then the trailer hit of the Book of Boba. Mm-hmm. I'll be honest, Brian. Meh.
Yeah, I can see that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you haven't watched it, watch it. It's worth a watch to make your own opinion. We have all had, and I was talking with Adam about this, so even though Adam's not on the show, his opinion will be heard. No, it won't. This is my opinion and my opinion only. Sorry. We all have such a high opinion of what to expect from Mandalorian, because Mandalorian blew everybody out of the water. Mm-hmm. We didn't, when season 1 happened, and at the end of the first episode, we saw Baby Yoda, Grogu. Mm-hmm. We all pooped our pants, basically.
Praise Filoni.
Praise Filoni.
Praise Filoni. Mm-hmm.
This is the way. Mm-hmm. If you haven't found that TikTok, you need to. This is the way. Praise Filoni. Mm-hmm. A reading from the Book of Filoni. Mm-hmm. Anyway, and so when we've got Boba Fett back in our lives, and we have we see the actor that played Boba Fett, and he comes into the Mandalorian.
Yeah, one of the actors.
One of the actors. We fully expect the same treatment that we got from Mandalorian. And watching that trailer, it doesn't give me the same warm fuzzies that Mandalorian gave me.
I think the trailer really throws you off, because it seems like it's more of a political kind of thing going on. Like, it's not just like, Boba Fett is going to take over Jabba's empire, as we saw at the end of season 2, after we all cried when Luke Skywalker came out.
Right.
Yeah. But it seems like the trailer is more like he's just in these meetings with all of these, crime bosses on Tatooine. But we'll see. I mean, it's just trailer 1. Who knows what's going to happen in the next trailer? Maybe we get some more action. We might even see some Mando, by maybe even some of the Mandalorians, like Bo-Katan. But who knows? We may not see them at all. We may just see some characters we never, like some of the bounty hunters that we got in Empire Strikes Back. You never know. But yeah, I can see you saying meh on this trailer. But yeah, I don't know.
It had a real Game of Thrones feel to me, mm-hmm. where it was basically where they're sitting in those meetings where the hand and little finger and all are mm-hmm. sitting there just talking. I was like, and then we got the one scene where he says, "Well, what if we don't submit?" And then that's where I thought we would have seen some real. Pardon my French. I know we wouldn't have ever said this with Adam on the show, but that's where I thought we would have got some real badassery.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But none of it. none of it was badassery to me.
Yeah, I think they're holding that back for a certain reason. Don't want to give up too much with the first trailer.
And I hope so. I really do.
Yeah, I think it's great that I'm blanking on her name, who's playing Fennec Shan. I really think it's great that she's in this Star Wars episode. I really liked her character in Mando. And you never know, like she's obviously Boba's right hand person. So I think, more of her is always good. And then Tamora Morrison being a little bit of the what's his nationality? That's same as The Rock, Samoan. Throwing some Samoan stuff in there. I think it's going to be good. But trailer one, it was kind of just, hey, here's all this stuff going on, and we don't know what's going on.
Yet we still can't get it. We got a trailer for that, and that comes out. It's the week after
December 29th?
Yeah, the week after Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have another trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home.
Okay. That's kind of jumping universes there, but okay.
It is. And we probably should have done this before we got into Star Wars, but I do want to talk, and we'll end with this. Kevin Feige said in an article I read a couple of days ago on Screen Junkies or one of those websites. I don't know if I sent this to you and Adam or just Adam. But he said Marvel fans need to check their expectations at the door when it comes to this movie. So I'm wondering if he's saying that, getting us ready to not see Tobey and Garfield. We know we're going to see Willem Dafoe and the guy that plays Doc Ock. We hear his laughter at the end of the trailer.
We hear his laughter, yes, but we don't know if he's in it though. We know that Alfred Molina is in this because he popped out as Doc Ock, but I haven't seen anything.
We know that Jamie Foxx is in it.
Yes, we know that Jamie Foxx is in it. Yeah.
So, and I've seen where Hayden Church is also in it.
Okay.
As Sam. So we're getting a Sinister Six sort of. So if they're bringing in some of these Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield big bads, the obvious jump would be we're working with the multiverse here. So why wouldn't we get Andrew and Tobey? But I'm starting to worry that we're not.
Well, I mean, Andrew Garfield, every article that I read and it's bringing up Spider-Man, he denies it. He's saying, like, I haven't filmed anything. I don't know why this keeps coming up. So he's on the end of, like, it's not happening because basically now the movie is filmed. If he's saying, hey, I wasn't in it, then we may not get Andrew Garfield. But Tobey, I mean, he's not saying anything. I haven't seen any articles saying that, no, I wasn't a part of it. He's kind of been hush-hush. So might see Tobey, but I don't know if we'll see Andrew because Andrew really burnt some bridges, at least from Sony, and that's maybe the reason why he's not in this movie.
But it's not Sony. This is Marvel. This is Disney.
Well, Sony is part of it. Sony still has the rights to the characters of Spider-Man and all that universe. So these whole Spider-Man movies have been like a joint studio, where like, yes, Feige is in charge of it, but Sony still has a say in it. So maybe that's why Garfield is saying, I'm not in this movie. I don't know why people keep telling me. We'll see.
The other thing that makes me wonder, and this is it's along the same lines. Now, actors all the time lie about that. I mean, we're both wrestling fans. You used to be. I don't know if you still follow it a lot, but Ronda Rousey for weeks was saying, "Oh, I'm not going to be there. I'm filming a movie in Colombia," and that day she shows up at the Royal Rumble. So actors are known to lie, but of any actor we know that could spoil it, it's Tom Holland. And if Tom Holland isn't saying anything, we probably aren't getting Tobey or Andrew. I just.
I mean, and honestly, I'm fine with it if we can just get Jamie Foxx as Electro and Alfred Molina as Doc Ock. I'm cool with that. I'm good
Yeah,
because Spider-Man 2 was probably the best one, and because of Doc Ock and the way how he played Doc Ock. So, you
I
can
agree.
always just lean on that. That we may not see Toby and Andrew, and that's fine. I just want it to be a good movie, and hopefully
It
this is
will.
not the hopefully it's not the last time we see Spider-Man. I have a feeling it may be.
I
So
don't. I
we'll
think
see.
Disney has a lot of money,
What they do.
And Sony does not have as much money, and so
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see.
Di-
It's
Disney. Good, good.
well, I was just saying it. We never really thought that Spider-Man was going to be in the MCU because Sony was, holding Spider-Man hostage, and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, the Spider-Man's in Captain America: Civil War.
Right.
Oh, really? Okay, so
Yeah. I, Disney has bought companies for less. I'm looking at you, Fox and X-Men.
Fox, right? Yeah. Okay,
Um,
when are we going to get X-Men? When is that happening?
I've heard that they're already started filming a Fantastic Four.
Yeah, there's going to be a Fantastic Four, but that's not X-Men though.
I know it's not, but I hope John Krasinski is
Reed
Yeah,
Richards. Yeah.
Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Well, there it is. There's our show. We appreciate you for thinking and wondering what if with us. BK, you're off the hook. You don't have to be here next week.
Well, what do you got planned next week? What do you got going on?
Next week, we had teased it once before, and Adam had some tummy issues, and I probably did too that night. We are finally. I'm going to have Carrie come and join us. Me, not us. I don't know. I'm going to have Carrie come join the show.
Is he in studio?
He will be in studio because this is one that's better for in studio. Well, he'll be in house, but not studio. He'll be in Amanda's office because it'll be easier. We are finally doing the great chicken sandwich battle. Between 5 and 7 chicken sandwiches. Yeah. And we will tell you which one is the best.
So you want to go ahead and tell them which ones? Because I know I have to ask you about one of them.
Okay.
It's up to you. You don't have to.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Popeyes, Chick-fil-A, KFC, McDonald's, Zaxby's, Burger King, and Hardee's.
Okay. So I've never had a Zaxby's chicken sandwich.
Okay.
I didn't even know because I'm always going for the chicken tenders.
Right.
Yeah. So
I've heard things. I haven't had it yet.
Okay.
I haven't. I'm trying. I've had a Chick-fil-A sandwich. I've had a Popeyes chicken sandwich. I'm trying to go into this as blind as I can. And we'll see, because apparently Burger King and Hardee's and McDonald's have all upped their chicken sandwich game.
They're trying to, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
that's going to be interesting.
We will see. And so here's the deal. I'm going to try to find a way to do it blind, not know what sandwich, where it came from. And I'm going to try to tell you where it's from, and I'm going to try to rank it. So we'll see how this goes.
Yep. Sounds like Amanda's about to get involved and she doesn't know it yet.
I think she knows it. So this will be next Tuesday. What day is next Tuesday? The 9th. The 9th. And we will go from there. So we have this telephone line that Adam would used to say the number. It's 650 UAB show. You hear a beep, you hear a message, and that's when you'd hear me go beep at the end of the episode. I'm going to say this. Call us 650 UAB show. Let us know show ideas, and if you are willing to come on the show and help. If you are willing to be part of Unrelated at Birth, the version 2.
2.0.
Matt Hardy used to do V1 when he used to come out.
Mhm.
I can't see my hand. But this is version 2.
I don't know versions.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't know what to do with my hands. Anyway, guys, if you want to join the show and you don't want to be on the episode or anything like that, you can join the Facebook listener group. Bryan, do you want to tell them about that?
Yeah, the Facebook listener group is great. You may see a bunch of Star Wars memes. You may see a bunch of Dave with those very unfair, hey, you could only pick 3 kind of things.
Fun Friday memes.
Yeah, Friday memes, but if you wanted to speak with everybody who, was part of the group, we're very friendly. We're very nerdy, but, it's a good time in there. And, I love posting photos and seeing everybody posting photos of other nerd stuff. So it's a good time in there. Very family friendly for the most part.
For the most part, unless you see some memes from some people. But anyway, that is the Unrelated at Birth listener group. You can also like the show, Unrelated at Birth, on Facebook. Just like it. Tell your friends about it. Give us a 5-star rating on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcasts, and give us a comment there. Tell us how good we're doing. And if you think we're not doing good, you can email me personally. My Twitter handle is at Adams419. The show's Twitter handle is at NotRelatedBros. BK is at Dreadnought78 if you want to follow him. He does a lot of nerdy Xbox tweets, a lot of Alabama tweets. He likes to subtweet me a lot.
Sorry, I didn't know I was bothering you.
No, you're not. But I made a really cool Austin Riley comment a couple days ago. Austin Riley scored a run or scorched a really hard hit ball, and I did you talk about your Psalms, you talk about your John 3:16s. Well, Austin Riley 3:16 says, and
I just smoked that ball. I think that's what you said. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Bryan likes to bust my chops a little bit on Twitter, and it's good.
I mean,
I like it.
I thought you would like the whole Steve Austin going, what?
Yeah. What? I do love how Austin Riley uses Stone Cold's walk-up music.
Why not? Yeah, why
I
not?
know, right? Yeah. I mean, you got a cool name. You got to use it.
Mm-hmm.
What?
It's true.
What? Anyway, all right, guys. Well, that's our show. As we say every week, guys, we love you. We thank you for joining us. We will see y'all, I would say in 2 weeks, but we delayed this show so much. I delayed this show so much. We'll see you next week. So, guys, we love you. We'll see you next week. Remember, as Adam always used to say, we love you, but not nearly as much as Jesus does. Be kind to each other, and we'll see y'all later. Bye, guys.
See ya.